Let's watch the video and then we'll have our discussion, but it's the same old song and dance with the police.
I can detain you for suspicious activity.
Sure.
Yes.
You can detain me. Would you like to detain me?
Why are you here?
Do I have to have a reason to be here?
Well, you have to have a reason to be in our parking lot. If you're in the police parking lot, we need to know why.
Okay, what law is that?
Huh?
What law is that?
It's suspicious activity. You're here to confront police officers.
I'm not here to confront. I was here talking on the phone. You came up to my car.
Where are police getting the idea that they can act on suspicious activity alone? And what makes them think that they get to just say it without having to define it? We can't give police the last word on what is or is not suspicious or suspicious activity. And if they're allowed to act on it, which in many cases they are, then all's lost. I mean that literally, all's lost. Then they can just label anything that they want suspicious activity, act on it, and then what are they going to do when they act on it? Well, give me ID. And because at least half the prosecutors are certifiably corrupt, and they're going to take the case to trial, when the officer is asked, well, what makes it suspicious? Why did you label it suspicious activity? You know what they're going to say. I mean, the officer during cross-examination, they're going to say, well, it's not normal. They're going to be coached ahead of time to say, well, according to the totality of the circumstances, what I saw piqued my interest, made me suspicious because it wasn't normal. And I felt that I was doing my due diligence as a police officer, charged with protecting and serving the members of my community. Guys, how long before the legal system accepts it's not normal as part of reasonable, articulable suspicion? It's like I said, since the majority of prosecutors are utterly corrupt, meaning they'll take the case to trial and they'll push it as far as they can. Remember, we're fighting against a system that has unlimited resources, whereas we're limited to the change that we find in our sofas. From beginning to end, let's go through this. The cop said, I can detain you for suspicious activity. Wrong. And we just talked about it. You can't lawfully detain based on mere suspicion. Where's the crime? Remember, it has to be reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime. Suspicious activity, where's the crime? I'll tell you where it is. It's nowhere in sight. In addition to mere suspicion, police officers cannot lawfully detain based solely upon hunches or gut feelings, to conduct fishing expeditions, to figure things out. We hear them say that all the time. They have to have RAS before they detain. You know, that whole figure things out, that's just trying to buy time to come up with some reason to make a false arrest. But there's a sixth thing that the police do that they use to make unlawful detentions. And that's when they see somebody doing something they don't like in terms of the officer's best interest. Well, look what happens to the activists, the auditors all the time. The cop sees them doing it, doesn't like what they're doing, makes contact, detains, and then they go after ID. That's exactly what happens when Karens and Darrens call the police. They don't like what you're doing, they don't understand what you're doing, so they pull out their cop-in-a-pocket cell phone and dial 911. Let's continue. In response to what the cop said, the driver answered, sure, sure. No, wrong. We know better than that. No, we can't. The driver, you can detain me, yeah, but not lawfully. Driver, would you like to detain me? I think I'm going to avoid that one. The cop goes on to say, well, you have to have a reason to be in our parking lot. We need to know why. He couldn't care less why that guy's in the parking lot. He wants his ID, period. It's at this point in so many of these contacts where when the cop is pushing for, why are you here and what are you doing? And you can tell them what you're doing and why you're there, and they don't want to believe it. It's like the only thing they want to hear is, I'm a cop hater and I'm also a member of Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and the Taliban, and I'm here to do y'all harm. Oh, that's what we thought. Thank you for being so honest. And lastly, you're here to confront police officers. See, that's flipping the script. And too many people take the bait. You confronted me, officer. I'm just sitting here trying to make a phone call. Don't flip the script. Speaking of flipping the script, it's time to flip the script on this video. I think it's been a very good conversation. I think we've exchanged a lot of good information. I know I feel good about it. Until the next time, I do have one thing I'd like to say when it comes to this video. I don't want you to confront me over it.